It always started with laughter, not the good kind, the type that made your stomach fold in on itself, sharp and echoing through the tiled hallways. Ethan Cole had learned to keep his head low and his hoodie higher. Monday mornings were the worst. Locker 312, the one with the dent that looked like a punch mark, had become a kind of community bulletin for every insult that could fit on a sticky note. Porky, whale boy. Someone once drew a pig with his face pasted on. The art had shading. He peeled one off, stuffed it in his pocket like it was evidence, and turned the combination lock. The smell of gym socks and disinfectant floated by. The universal perfume of high school. Behind him, sneakers squeaked. "Yo, Ethan!" Tyler Briggs, 6'2" of varsity swagger and permanent smirk, lobbed a crumpled bag of chips. It bounced off Ethan's shoulder, crumbs snowing onto his hoodie. "Breakfast for the big guy," Tyler said. His friends laughed in chorus. Ethan didn't look back. He'd perfected the art of silence. It hurt less when you didn't reply. "Man's bulking for winter," another voice chimed. "Brittany Hale, queen of the hallway, phone always ready for a viral moment. Her hair was silver blonde today, the expensive kind of dye that said my parents owned something with marble floors." She angled her camera. "Smile for the vlog, Ethan. Hashtag body positivity." He tightened his hoodie strings, muttered something about being late, and walked. Every step toward first period felt heavier, like gravity knew his name. The cafeteria wasn't much kinder. Plastic. Tables, flickering fluorescent lights, and a chorus of trays clattering. A background track for humiliation. Noah Green waved him over from the corner table. Thin, wiry, always wearing 2 watches, for symmetry. He was Ethan's only friend. If friend counted as someone who talked while pretending not to notice your face burning red. "Dude," Noah whispered, sliding his laptop aside. "You gotta see this. I modded the drone we built last year, gave it facial tracking. It can follow people like a camera crew." Ethan smiled weakly. "Cool. Maybe it can follow me home and record how pathetic my life is." Noah winced. "Still bad?" Ethan just shrugged, poking at his mac and cheese. "Same story, new season." Tyler walked past just then, balancing 3 milk cartons like trophies. "Careful, Green. Hang with Cole too long and obesity might be contagious." Laughter again. Always laughter. Ethan clenched his fork until it bent. He wanted to say something clever, something that would make them stop. But words felt like heavy machinery in his mouth. The bell saved him, a mercy alarm, and he slipped out before anyone could add another nickname to his collection. Home was different, or at least, it was supposed to be. The Cole residence sat at the end of a quiet cul-de-sac, where lawns were measured with rulers and mailboxes wore matching paint. Inside, though, it looked like Radio Shack had exploded. Stacks of circuit boards, humming 3D, printers, cables like vines. The house breathed electricity. "Dad?" Ethan called, kicking off his sneakers. From below came the familiar sound of chaos, a buzz, a spark, and his father's voice shouting, "Don't come down here without goggles!" Dr. Marcus Cole appeared moments later, tall, disheveled, one lens of his glasses cracked, lab coat splattered with coffee stains. He looked like a man who tried to iron his hair and gave up halfway. "Ethan!" He beamed, as if forgetting they'd spoken at breakfast. "Perfect timing. I need a test subject. I mean, helper." Ethan sighed. "For what this time? Another toaster that tweets?" "Ha. No. That one exploded. But this..." Marcus held. Up a metallic wristband the color of gunmetal, small LED lines pulsing faintly. "This could change everything. Dad, I've had a long day. So have I. I set my sleeve on fire before lunch. Look, just hear me out." Ethan slumped onto the couch, backpack sliding to the floor. "Fine. Hit me with your genius." Marcus's eyes lit up behind the cracked glass. "Remember when you asked why I quit that military contract 5 years ago? Because they called you crazy? Yes, before the lawsuits, he grinned. Turns out they couldn't see potential. I've been perfecting the prototype in secret. It's called the Adaptive Neural Enhancer, the ANE for short. Sounds like something that bites. It doesn't bite. It binds. Enhances the body's communication with its nervous system. In theory, it can optimize physical response, metabolism, cognition. Ethan raised an eyebrow. In English? Marcus leaned in, lowering his voice like a magician revealing a trick. It helps people reach the version of themselves they were meant to be. Ethan laughed once, bitter. What? Like a diet plan with Wi-Fi? His father's smile softened. No. Son, like no more bullies? That sentence landed. For a long moment, the hum of the 3D printer filled the silence. Marcus stood, motioning toward the basement door, a heavy steel thing with keypad locks and a sticker that said, "Do not enter. Biohazard." Ethan hesitated. Mom said I'm not allowed in there. Your mom also said my espresso drone would never work. She was half right. Dad, just trust me once more, okay? You've spent 16 years surviving everyone else's idea of you. Let's see yours. There was something in his father's tone, equal parts guilt and hope, that made Ethan nod. The keypad beeped, the door unsealed with a hiss. Cold air rolled up, tinged with ozone and metal. The basement was nothing like he imagined. No cobwebs, no dust, just gleaming white panels, light strips tracing the floor, and a central chamber shaped like an upright pod. On the walls, holographic screens hovered, displaying rotating DNA helixes and brainwave maps. Ethan's eyes widened. Dad, this is home project, Marcus interrupted. Just bigger. You built a sci-fi movie under the living room. Neighbors have home theaters. We have science. He guided Ethan toward the pod. The ANE synchronizes with bioelectric feedback. Basically, it listens to your body, finds its limits, and resets the ceiling. Ethan's stomach twisted. You mean it changes me? Not changes. Unlocks. And you control how far it goes. Safety protocols are tight. Dad, this is insane. Marcus placed a hand on his son's shoulder. So was raising you alone after your mom left. But we survived that, didn't we? That shut Ethan up. He looked at the pod. Smooth, silver, faintly glowing. A soft hum whispered from inside like a heartbeat. What if it goes wrong? Then I'll be right here. Yeah, but you said that when the microwave caught fire. Marcus chuckled. Fair, but this time I'm certain. He opened the pod. Step in. Ethan stared at the sleek interior. Cushioned seat, gentle lights. It looks like a coffin. An evolution chamber sounds better. Still creepy. Creepy. Makes it cool. Come on. Ethan sighed, stepped in, and the door sealed with a magnetic click. The lights dimmed to a calming blue. Just relax, Marcus said through the intercom. Breathe normally. You'll feel a mild current. Mild, as in a pulse shivered through him. Ow! Good! The neural mesh is calibrating. Don't move! On the screens, graphs surged, metabolism rate spiking, heartbeat steady. Then the world folded. Every nerve in Ethan's body lit up like a circuit board. Heat raced through his spine. He saw flashes, memories rewired, moments replayed in clarity, Tyler's laughter, Brittany's smirk, his own reflection, tired eyes, round cheeks. He reached for air, but the air vibrated. Dad, I'm here. It's working. Keep breathing. Light burst behind his eyes, colors collapsing into sound, sound into feeling. Then, silence. When he woke, the pod door was open. Marcus hovered with a datapad, grinning. Vitals perfect. Cognitive response up 312%. Motor function. Ethan sat up, dizzy. His hoodie clung loose around his shoulders. The fabric hung where it used to stretch. What the... He caught his reflection in the polished glass wall. Same freckles, same eyes, but the softness was gone. His face sharper, jawline defined, hair glossier somehow. He flexed his hand, lean, strong, veins faintly visible. "Dad." His voice sounded steadier. "What did you do?" Marcus swallowed hard. "Optimized your potential." "This isn't potential, this is—" He stumbled out, feet landing lighter than ever. "Impossible!" Marcus backed up, half thrilled, half terrified. "You're stable. Metabolic burn balanced, neural pathways synchronized." "You're perfect," Ethan's pulse hammered. "No one can know." Exactly, not yet. The next morning, sunlight hit the windows like an accusation. Ethan stood in front of the mirror testing smiles. He'd barely slept. Everything felt tuned. Vision crisp, sounds layered. He could hear the toaster coil warming downstairs. He slipped on the same old hoodie, though it hung loose now, and the same jeans that sagged at the waist. In the kitchen, Marcus was making pancakes, or trying to. Batter dotted his sleeves. "Morning, Adonis," his dad said. "How's the new firmware?" "Don't call it that." Ethan grabbed a pancake. "You realize if anyone finds out, they won't. We keep low profile. Blend in." "Blend in? I look like I ate my old self and upgraded." Marcus shrugged. "Puberty's a mystery. Teachers will buy it." "Dad, Ethan, listen." His father's tone shifted serious. "The ANE needs monitoring. No sports yet. No heavy exertion. And if you feel anything strange, call me immediately." Define strange. Glowing veins, telekinesis, spontaneous French. Ethan smirked despite himself. Marcus handed him a lunch bag. "Go show them the polite version of revenge, dignity." At school, whispers trailed him before he even reached his locker. "Is that Ethan Cole? No way. Did he lose like 50 pounds? Maybe he got surgery." Tyler was at his locker, tossing a football between hands. When he turned, the ball stopped mid-air. "Cole," he said slowly. Ethan met his eyes. "Morning, Tyler." The other boy squinted. "You get taller or something?" "Maybe you got shorter." Laughter rippled. But this time, not at Ethan. Brittany walked up, gum snapping. "Wow, you look different. Diet app finally worked?" Ethan smiled faintly. "Just eating better." "Guess it's true what they say. Pressure makes diamonds." He shrugged. "Or it just cracks the coal." She blinked. For once, Brittany. Hale had no snark ready. Tyler tossed the ball again a little too hard. "Still think you can catch, Cole?" Ethan's reflexes answered before thought. His hand shot out. The ball slapped into his palm with a loud thwack. He didn't even flinch. "Nice throw," he said, handing it back. Tyler's grin faltered. "Lucky catch." "Maybe." Ethan walked off, leaving murmurs in his wake. Lunch was stranger. He sat, with Noah again, who nearly spat his soda. "Dude, what the actual... Did you go through a time portal?" "Long story," Ethan said. Noah adjusted his glasses, studying him. "Okay, that's like symmetrical cheekbones. You're glowing. Humans don't glow. Tell me it's not alien tech. It's just something my dad built." Noah's jaw dropped. "You're kidding. He finally made something that works?" Ethan chuckled. "Apparently." "Bro, you could literally be the poster child for revenge body." "Not revenge," Ethan said quietly, eyes drifting across the cafeteria. "Just correction." Tyler's table was loud as ever. Brittany laughed too big, too bright. But for the first time, Ethan didn't feel small watching them. He stood to toss his tray. Tyler's. Foot shot out. Habit. Muscle memory of bullying. Ethan's balance shifted effortlessly. He stepped over it, spun lightly, and Tyler's chair tipped backward. The jock flailed, catching himself before falling completely. The cafeteria gasped, then erupted in laughter. Ethan froze. not wanting this, but it was already happening. Tyler stood red-faced. You think that's funny? Ethan sighed. I think it's ironic. Teachers intervened before fists did. As they separated them, Brittany's gaze lingered, curious, uncertain. After school, Ethan walked home through golden light, wind brushing his hair. For the first time, he didn't flinch at reflections. In car windows. But under the calm, a pulse throbbed in his wrist. The band his father insisted he wear, a small green light blinked. Then, for a moment, red. He stopped. Dad? He whispered, half expecting an answer. The band vibrated once, then stilled. From far behind, someone called his name, soft, almost friendly. He turned. Brittany Hale stood by the gate, backpack slung over one shoulder. Hey, Cole. Yeah? You hesitated. You want to maybe help me with biology sometime? You're good at science, right? Ethan smiled, wary but polite. Sure. Why not? She smiled back, unsure whether it was charm or danger she felt. As she left, the sunset caught the metallic edge of the band under his sleeve, a glint of something not entirely human anymore. Inside his house, Marcus watched from a hidden camera feed, pride fighting with dread. On his monitor, numbers scrolled faster than they should. The ANE was adapting on its own. He whispered, "Oh no." It's learning him too quickly. Ethan upstairs didn't hear. Only the faint hum beneath his skin, the whisper of power waiting to be used, and somewhere deep in the circuitry of his new self, a command loop flickered awake. Protect, survive, evolve. The week after the cafeteria incident felt like a truce, thin and temporary. People still whispered Ethan's name, but this time it wasn't attached to laughter. He didn't strut. He just moved differently, balanced, focused, every motion precise. As if the world had slowed to match his timing, Tyler Briggs noticed first. He'd lost control of the hallway, and that hurt worse than any bruise. By Wednesday, a rumor was born. The Jock Challenge. Friday afternoon, gymnasium. Open scrimmage. Anyone could join. Tyler's idea, but everyone knew the target. Ethan sat at lunch, stirring pasta he didn't taste. Noah leaned over. You know he's setting you up, right? I know. Then why go? Because if I don't, he wins twice. Noah blinked. When did you start sounding like a movie trailer? Ethan smiled. Better script. Across the cafeteria, Brittany Hale watched from her table of influencers. She bit her straw thoughtfully. The new Ethan wasn't just fit. He carried himself like someone who'd finally forgiven gravity. Friday came, bleachers full, phones out, Tyler's team versus whoever dared stand with Ethan. Coach Ramirez shrugged. If it kept the students engaged, fine. First quarter, Tyler dominated. He dunked. He taunted. Ethan played slow, testing rhythm. Second quarter, something shifted. His footing tightened. Reflexes sharpened. He stopped chasing and started anticipating. Layup, steal, fast break, point after point, clean, effortless. By the third quarter, chants started. Cole! 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 Tyler's grin cracked. He drove in hard. Ethan pivoted. Ball gone before Tyler knew. The crowd roared. Phones caught every second. Final score, Ethan's team 58, Tyler's 44. Tyler froze, fists trembling. He'd just lost to the guy he'd built his ego on. After the game, Brittany cornered Ethan near the lockers. Her perfume carried citrus and disbelief. Okay, seriously, she said. No one improves like that in a week. What's your secret? Ethan met her gaze. Practice, and remembering what losing felt like. She laughed softly. Remind me never to be on your bad side. Too late, he teased, then added, I'm kidding. She smiled. First time in years, she looked at him like a person, not a project. That night, Ethan returned home to find his father asleep at the desk, monitors bathing him in blue light. On one screen, his own biometric data from the wristband. Stable. Perfect. Almost too perfect. Marcus stirred. You did well today? You were watching? Of course. I monitor field results, your performance. Dad, I'm just playing basketball. Marcus rubbed his eyes. No, Ethan. You're showing what humanity can be when we're not limited by fear. Ethan frowned. Is that what this is to you? A science fair? It's proof. The agency called me mad when I said adaptation is the next evolution. If we show control, they'll have to listen. We? You mean me? Marcus looked up, tired, smile flickering. You're my best work and my only son. Try to forgive both. Ethan stared at the glowing graphs, the peaks pulsing like heartbeats. For the first time, he wondered who was truly being tested. Monday, new week. The internet hadn't forgotten the game. Clips spread across schools, comments flooded in. Fat. Kid glow up. Cole's got skills. Revenge arc real. Teachers treated him differently. Strangers nodded in halls. Even Principal Owens mentioned leadership potential. Ethan didn't chase the attention, but it chased him. He joined track for fun. Days later, he broke school records, tried debate, won regionals. Brittany started sitting with him at lunch, half joking, half interested. Tyler stopped making eye contact entirely. No one knew how far this could go, least of all Ethan. Late one night, Marcus stared at his monitors again. A single line of red text appeared. ANE Unit A01. Neural autonomy sequence initiated. He froze. Autonomy? Down. The hall, Ethan slept peacefully. The wristband pulsed once in sync with his heartbeat, like it was dreaming too. The week after the game, Brittany Hale started sitting closer. Not beside him, not yet, but near enough that her perfume became part of his air. In the cafeteria, she'd angle her phone accidentally toward him while recording lunch. Vlogs. Day 3 of the glow-up apocalypse, she'd joke to her followers. He'd roll his eyes but never told her to stop. At first, Ethan thought it was just content. Then he caught her watching him when the camera wasn't rolling. That look wasn't mockery anymore. It was interest, confusion, maybe even a little envy of the calm she couldn't fake. Tyler barely spoke these days. He sat at the far end of the gym during practice, pretending to stretch while plotting his return. Every time Brittany laughed at something Ethan said, Tyler's jaw flexed. Do you ever miss it? She asked one afternoon, following Ethan to the bleachers after class. Miss what? Being invisible? He smiled faintly. I still feel invisible half the time. She scoffed. You broke Tyler Briggs. You're trending on my For You page. Maybe that's the problem. Brittany frowned. She wasn't used to people who didn't crave attention. You could do something with it, you know, influence. You've got presence. Ethan shrugged. I'm still figuring out who I'm supposed to be. For a moment, she looked like she wanted to say something real, something off camera. But her phone buzzed, and the moment passed. Interview later, she teased. He smirked. You'll have to book it. At home, Marcus Cole noticed the social shift before Ethan mentioned it. Popular now, huh? He said, scanning data feeds instead of making eye contact. It's weird. I don't feel like I'm faking anything, but people treat me different. That's because you stopped letting them define you. Ethan leaned on the doorframe. Dad, you didn't just want to help me, did you? You wanted proof. Marcus didn't answer right away. I wanted the world to see what unchained potential looks like. You just happened to be the only person I trusted enough to hold it. Hold it or be it. Marcus's eyes flicked toward the monitor. On one graph, Ethan's neural map pulsed rhythmically. But there was a faint secondary pattern underneath, one Marcus hadn't programmed. He shut the screen off. Go live your life, son. That's the best data I can get. By Friday, Brittany invited Ethan to a weekend charity video project, her way of saying vlog collaboration with sponsorship money. He agreed mostly out of curiosity. At the shoot, she dressed down for once. "Hoodie, sneakers, messy bun. Don't laugh," she said. "This is my normal human disguise." He laughed anyway. It sounded easy, like breathing. They filmed for hours around downtown. Light banter, casual shots, but between takes, something shifted. When a gust of wind knocked her tripod, Ethan caught it mid-fall without even looking. She blinked. "Reflexes much?" "Just lucky," he said quickly. Later, reviewing footage on her laptop, she frowned. "Funny. It's like the video skipped. You moved faster than the frame rate." He tensed. "Probably lag." She stared at the screen a long moment, then at him. "Maybe." The video posted Monday. From bully to bestie, my week with Ethan Cole. It hit 50,000 views overnight. Comments flooded in, half shipping them, half dissecting his glow-up. Cole Effect trended for 2 days. Brittany messaged him that night. "You made me look too good in that video." He replied, "You did that yourself?" Typing bubbles appeared, disappeared, appeared again. "You're different when no one's watching." "Good different." He hesitated, then wrote back, "Maybe that's when I'm actually me." The chat went silent, comfortable. Meanwhile, Marcus sat alone in his lab watching the new wave of data flood in. Elevated endorphins, accelerated cell recovery, subtle electromagnetic pulses around Ethan's nervous system. He whispered, "Emotional resonance." He's syncing with others now. On the monitor, one phrase repeated beneath the code, "Phase 2 ready." Marcus leaned back, uneasy. "I didn't program phases." Next morning, Ethan woke to a new vibration in the wristband. Not red, not warning, just aware. He looked at it and swore he saw the faintest flicker of a heartbeat that wasn't his. He didn't tell his dad. He didn't tell Brittany. He just smiled, grabbed his bag, and walked out into a world that finally seemed